In the beginning, when you're first getting used to Facebook, honestly, it can look like this. Now, I don't want you guys to worry about a single thing because in this video, I'm going to show you how to create a Facebook page and the complete process on how you can run an ad from start to finish. Let's do it. Alright guys, welcome. So we are now inside the computer and I'm going to walk you through step by step on how you can create your page. And if you have a page already created, don't worry, it won't take up too much time. And then I'm going to walk you guys through how to run a Facebook ad campaign from start to finish, the entire process. So I'm just now on facebook.com on a page that I quickly created. So I want you guys just to quickly do the same thing, and that is to go to facebook.com and then go to your news feed. So on the left hand side you can see Messenger, Facebook Watch and all your shortcuts. On the right hand side you have your stories, and if you had pages or you do own pages, you'll see them on the right hand side over here where my mouse is. And then in the middle, you obviously have your newsfeed. So what I want to do is I want to walk you guys through the process on how you can create a Facebook page, and then we can go on to running an ad. So on the top right hand side where you see that downwards facing arrow, click on that for me. And what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down to where you see create page, and we're going to click on that. Perfect. So for the sake of this video, I'm going to create a business. So if you're a business owner, you'll create a business, or if you are running ads for a client and you're doing this for them, obviously you'll also click business or whatever is appropriate, whether they're a public figure or a celebrity or a business or brand. So I'm going to click on business or brand, and now name your page. So your page is your business name. So I'm going to make up a business called Carl's Coffee Shop. Put that in there, and then you're going to select the category that best describes your business. So this in my case would be restaurant. If you are anything else, you would just type it in and select what's applicable to you. Then it's going to ask you for your street address, so I'm just going to quickly make one up. 1414 Flamingo Street. You will select everything, we'll do this together. City or state, Gauteng. There you go, zip code, type that in. Phone number optional, I'm not going to put in a phone number, and I'm going to say don't show my address. So in your guys' case, if you're a physical business, you'll unselect that so that people can actually know exactly where your business is. So in my case, I'm going to say don't show the address, but you guys will leave this unticked, because obviously when you're advertising and you have some people coming to your Facebook page, if you're a restaurant or a coffee shop or a business that's a brick and mortar and has a physical location, you want them to know where to go. So I'm going to click on continue. Then ladies and gentlemen, what you'll do is you'll follow the instructions on how to optimize your page. But to show you an easier way, I'm going to select skip and then skip as well. So it's asking me to add a profile picture and a cover photo. But just before you do that, I want to take you guys to the actual Facebook page first, just to show you a couple of things. So once you guys see this, this is then your Facebook business page. You won't believe how many businesses don't have Facebook business pages. It's absolutely unbelievable. And what you're going to do now, ladies and gentlemen, so you can see on the top left hand side where I'm hovering over the circle here and it says updates. That's your profile picture. And on the right hand side is your cover photo. So your profile picture will appear a little bit lower than your cover photo, and your cover photo will be in the background. Now I'm quickly going to show you guys an easy way to design your Facebook profile picture and your cover photo. And I'm going to take you to a place called canva.com. Now Canva is incredible. It's what I use to design all my clients' work and their pictures and the graphics design for all of that. So Canva is great. When you guys go to Canva, it'll ask you to sign up and create an account. You'll do that. But what's fantastic about Canva, once you've done that and you do have a free account, you can literally just type in whatever you want to be done. So let's say you want to design your Facebook cover photo. You can literally just type in Facebook, and then you see you've got a Facebook ad, Facebook app, and Facebook cover. And there you see it's already programmed. They've got the right dimensions. So when you design the Facebook cover, it'll be the right dimensions for you to plug and play. And the same for the Facebook profile picture, the same for a story, the same for an ad. So this is a great way, guys, to get your profile as clean and as optimized as possible using canva.com, and it's absolutely fantastic, guys. So remember to use that for when you're optimizing. Then just to go back, then when you're back at your page, it's going to ask you to optimize your page. So what I recommend you guys doing to optimize your page, you can see something there called See All Page Tips. I want you to click on that. And that will then give you a whole bunch of options. So this is the easiest way to start optimizing your page. And the reason why you should optimize your page is because if your Facebook page is fully optimized, Facebook then places a preference on this page, and then it works with the algorithm to show your page. So say, for example, there's a coffee shop in the area and their Facebook page is only half optimized with half the information that's there, but your page has all the necessary information, it's correct, everything is good, and it's fully optimized. Facebook will actually show yours over your competitions. So it's very, very important. So what you guys will do is you'll click on See All Page Tips, and then you'll follow all of these instructions and make sure your page is fully optimized. For the sake of this video, I'm not going to do that, so you guys have a good idea about that. So once your Facebook page is in fully optimized, then on the top right hand side, where we're going to click that down facing arrow again, and we're going to go create an ad. So create an ad was actually there the whole time staring at you guys. So what it's going to do now, it's going to take you to the back end of Facebook on something called Facebook Business or business.facebook.com. And this is where people start to freak out and they get confused because it's so much to take in. Guys, I don't want you to worry about a single thing because I'm going to walk you through everything step by step. So when you click on create an ad, the first thing it asks you is, what is your marketing objective? So the reason why I tell people to never ever boost a post is, number one, it's a waste of money because it just spreads your post, your ad to everybody in the area, and you can't control the outcome. And when I say you can't control the outcome, you can't control what you want people to do. So for example, you can't tell Facebook that you want to optimize for any of these things. So ladies and gentlemen, never ever boost a post. So I'm going to show you guys the 4 best marketing objectives now, and I'm going to explain the function of each one. So the first on the top left is brand awareness. And if you actually hover your mouse over the information, it will tell you what to do. So brand awareness is to increase your awareness for your brand by reaching people who are more likely to be interested in it. Ladies and gentlemen, we never ever use brand awareness. The second one is reach. So reach will show your ad to the maximum number of people. Ladies and gentlemen, we also never ever use this marketing objective because if you're showing your ad to the maximum amount of people, you're spending money to show your ad to people who aren't interested in your ad or your brand, for example. So that's just a waste of money and we never do it. Then in the middle we have consideration, and ladies and gentlemen, this brings us to traffic. So traffic is one of the most used marketing objectives, and I suggest you guys to actually use this. We use traffic all the time, and what traffic does is it optimizes to send people from Facebook to another location off of Facebook, which can be your website to give their email address or to find out more about your brand, or it can be a ClickFunnels page where you can capture people's cell phone numbers and email addresses and their names. So this is one of the most used marketing objectives, is traffic. If you hover your mouse there, it says send more people to a destination on or Facebook, such as a website, app, or messenger conversation. Then this brings us to engagement. This is the one we use also very often. And what engagement does is it'll put your ad out to an audience and it'll optimize to get people to like, share, and comment on it. And what that's great for is it helps for virality of your ad, because when somebody likes, comments, or shares your ad, then obviously it'll spread to more people. So this is a great marketing objective, and I actually explain more about this in later modules and in my advanced Facebook marketing video. Then you have app installs, so you can drive people from Facebook straight to the App Store if you've got an application that you have and you're trying to drive app installations. The next is another great one, is video views. So what this does, this optimizes and it tells Facebook, listen, I want to put my ad in front of people who are most likely to view a video, and this is where this would come in. So get more people to view your video content. That's a very important one. Another good one is lead generation, but So how lead generation works is when somebody clicks on your ad, it actually opens up a little section within Facebook for people to fill in their details, like their name, their email address, and their cell phone number. And it's good to catch leads using this because it's cheap and it doesn't take people off Facebook. However, there are certain limitations with using lead generation, and that limitation is that Facebook autofills the person's details, and usually the person's details are wrong. So say, for example, when you created your Facebook account many years ago, you put in an old email address or you put in a different cell phone number, and over time your information's actually changed. So Facebook autofills this information, and what we found in the past from running multiple ad campaigns is that lead generation doesn't actually get you qualified good leads, even though it is cheap. So we usually stay away from lead generation. Then you have messages. So you can run a Facebook ad and then someone clicks on it, it can take them straight to Facebook Messenger where people can send you messages. We don't use that often at all. And then you have conversions, which is drive valuable actions on your website, app, or in Messenger. I actually cover this in my advanced Facebook marketing video, which I'll present to you guys at the end of the video. Catalog sales, I'm not going to go into detail about that. And then store traffic, you can send you can drive visits to your physical store by showing ads to people who are nearby. So that's useful. So if you guys are just starting off with the Facebook ads, I'd say the 4 most important ones are traffic, engagement, and video views. The 3 most important ones are video views, engagement, and traffic. So what's important to note about this as well is that Facebook's algorithm really understands all of us as Facebook users. So when you type in your marketing objective, for example, let's say traffic, Facebook then optimizes for people that have shown in the past that they're the most likely to click on ads that send them to another website. And then for video views, it optimizes for people on Facebook that have shown that they usually tend to click on a video and watch it more than everybody else. So it's important that when you do these ads, Facebook then searches its algorithm and all its huge database of people to optimize for this reason. So for this ad, let's say for Carl's Coffee Shop, I'm going to optimize for traffic. So you're going to select on traffic over there. Then it's just going to open, it's going to load. And then what you're going to do, guys, is you're going to name your campaign. So this is very important to understand because there's 3 levels of this. You have your campaign, then underneath that you have your ad set, and underneath your ad set you have your ad. And you can actually see that Facebook has listed this out for now. So it's important for your campaign to state what your campaign is. So for Carl's Coffee Shop, I'm going to walk you through how I run a lead capture ad. So I'm going to drive people from Facebook to my website. So I'm going to say drive traffic to website. And that will be easy for me to identify because that's going to be the ad. Where it says create a split test, we're not going to go into detail about that. And budget optimization, we're not going to go into detail about that. So if this is your first time running an ad, it will say set up ad account. So we're going to select on that. Then you guys will then select the options that are applicable to you. So I'm currently in South Africa, so that's going to be in my account country. My currency is South African Rand because I'm in South Africa. If I was creating an ad account for, let's say, an overseas client, I would then select their currency, which can be dollars, Russian ruble, wherever the country is. And then your time zone. We are going to then click show advanced options. You would then change your account name to whatever your business is. So I'm going to say Carl's Coffee Shop ad account. This is just to make it as simple as possible to understand what's going on your Facebook business backend. Then we can click on continue. So ladies and gentlemen, now I don't want you guys to freak out or panic when you see all of this. I'm going to show you everything and how it works. So because we optimized for traffic, which means we're going to send somebody from a Facebook ad to somewhere off Facebook, which will be a website, you can see there it's selected what the campaign is. So we have chosen website. So we're going to drive traffic to websites. We're not going to drive traffic to an app or to Messenger or even to WhatsApp, which is quite a new addition that I'm busy playing around with. I'll let you guys know how it works. Then it will say dynamic creative, which allows you to optimize and change things such as images and headlines. I'm not going to go into details about that. Offer, you can actually create an offer so that people get reminders about it. We're not going to go into too much detail about that. Then what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down to audience. So now this is where you use Facebook's amazing capabilities to target people. So There where it says custom audience, we're going to leave that blank for now. And I'm going to show you guys how that works in a second. So let's say, for example, your business is in, I'm going to use this as example, the United States. So your country would be United States. Sorry, your restaurant is in the United States, and let's type in a physical location, like let's just say New York, the city. So what this does is it drops a 25-mile radius around the city. So what you guys would actually do, if you're running an ad for a physical location, you would actually put in your store's physical location over here, and then Facebook would then select it. You would zoom in on the right-hand side to make sure that that is actually your business location. And then you would adjust your distance accordingly. So if you see here, you can actually, by moving the little circle from left to right, you can adjust how far you want your ad to go out. So if it's a physical coffee shop, I would suggest maybe not going more than 15 miles. That's usually a good place to start. If you feel like 15 miles is too far, let's say, for example, you're a franchise and you don't want to send customers to another franchise, for example, you can adjust accordingly. So let's set it to 15 miles. So that's, 11 miles. So what that does is it drops a ring around your physical location and it reaches people. So what you can actually see on the right-hand side is, it's important to look at this every now and then when you are tweaking your ads to your preferences, is that you can see the potential reach. So in New York, if we drop it 11 miles on, we're assuming that this is our physical location of our restaurant, you can see we can reach 10 million people. Now that's a lot of people and it's a bit broad for a coffee shop, but what we're actually going to do is we're going to start to target people by their interests. So what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down, and let's say, for example, this is where understanding your customer comes in. So let's say, for example, for my coffee shop, it's usually only people who are above the age of 35 to around 55. So I'm going to put that in there. That's the usual age of my customers, from 35 to 55. And usually it's women. So I'm going to then select woman. Then if you're in an area where there's lots of different cultures and you just want to target by language, you would then type in English. Perfect. So now what you can see on the right hand side is you can see it's gone from 10 million to 1.6 billion. So it's a bit more targeted, but it's still quite broad. So what you're going to do is you're going to scroll down, and then this is where Facebook's unbelievable targeting comes in. So you can see they give you three options. You can target by demographics, by interests, or behaviors. So you're going to click on the right where it says browse, and then this will give you all the options you can target people by. You can target people by education, by how much money they actually make. So household income of top 10% of zip codes in the US, by 10 to 25%, 25 to 50%, and so on. So if your coffee shop caters to a more of a, a demographic where people have a bit more money and it's a bit more of a fancier coffee shop, you could target people by using this demographic. And by income, you can also target people by life events if they're having a birthday coming up. So say, for example, it's their birthday month and you want to offer them a incentive to come into your coffee shop by, let's say, 25% off because it's your birthday. You can actually target by life events. You can target by if it's their birthday, etc., etc. So you can see the options are truly endless, and what comes into play is how well you can actually understand your audience and how well you can target them. So let's say, for example, interest. So we're going to target people by their interest in the coffee shop. So we're going to target people by what are some well-known coffee shops. We can say Starbucks, and you can also just type it in like this. We can also target people by their interest in, let's say, Dunkin' Donuts. There it is there, Dunkin' Donuts. So what this is telling Facebook is you want to target people who are between the ages of 35 to 55, are women, they speak English, and their interests are Dunkin' Donuts and Starbucks. So obviously somebody who likes the page like Dunkin' Donuts or Starbucks, or has an interest in pages associated to Starbucks and Dunkin' Donuts, it's a very good chance that they will be then interested in your coffee shop. So what a lot of people do, and this is a tip I'm going to give you guys, is they go and type in around 6 or 7 interests, and they bring their audience down to 28,000 people, let's say, for example. And what that does is it's very, very targeted. And the mistake that most people make is they get too targeted in their Facebook advertising. So without sounding too complicated, it's important to know that, guys, when it says potential reach of 280,000 people, when you guys run your ad over the course of a month or 2 months, it's usually only going to be targeted to 10% of the 280,000 people. And why this happens is this happens due to something called initial conditions. So what initial conditions is in the first 4 days of you running your Facebook ad, Facebook is then going to dictate how the rest of the ad will go based on the first couple of people that interact and engage with that ad and do the thing that you want them to do. So the reason why Facebook optimizes for the 10% is because Facebook thinks it's optimizing for the people that are most likely to be interested in your brand. But now what that means is if you have a potential reach of 28,000 people because you've gotten so specific with your interest, you're only going to reach around 2,800 people, which means by day 5 or 6, you would have exhausted your audience. And what Facebook will then do is it will then show your ad to the same person again. And this can be seen by the frequency bar. So frequency means the amount of times somebody has seen an ad. So generally, if somebody has seen an ad 2 or 3 times, they haven't taken the action you want them to, well, then they're not interested. And if that person starts to see your ad more than once or twice, and they will start to get annoyed, and also you'll start to spend money on somebody who doesn't want to see your ad. So it's quite a fine line between showing it to a broad audience but not getting too specific. So if your coffee shop can closely resemble a Dunkin' Donuts or a Starbucks, that's how you would then target people. You would also can add a connection type, so you can target people who like your page as well, or friends of people who like your page. But for now, we're just going to leave that blank. So I know by my potential reach that this will reach around 28,000 people from a 11-mile radius on what I've set. So let's carry on scrolling down. And here's another very, very important tip, guys. Never ever go with automatic placements, even though it's recommended. So placements is where on Facebook you're going to see the ad. So if we click on edit placements, you can see Facebook suggests a whole bunch of places. So you've got Facebook and all the options, you've got Instagram and all the options, you've got audience network, and you've got Messenger. Ladies and gentlemen, trust me when I say that do not select all of them. The reason being, and the reason why Facebook says recommended, is because they want to show your ad to as many places as possible so that you spend more money. It makes sense. Facebook wants you to spend as much money as possible on the ad platform, and this is their way of doing this. So what you're going to do is, if you're running it in a demographic of 35 to 55, the most likely place they're going to see your ad is on Facebook feed. So that's basically the only place you want people to see your ad. You don't want to pay for instant articles or marketplace or stories because it costs money, and it's less likely for your audience to convert there. So what you're going to do is you're going to deselect stories, deselect marketplace. Right column is all the way on the right hand side of your Facebook page when you're scrolling on a desktop. And I suggest leaving this because sometimes people 80% of Facebook is on mobile, and sometimes people are at work and they're on Facebook, and on the right hand column you can see there your ad would display. This actually works really well. So I would leave your feeds and your right column selected. Instant articles, take out. You then click the click down arrow. Instagram you'll take out completely. And I'd suggest, ladies and gentlemen, if you're going to run an Instagram ad as well, you do it separately. You don't do it as part of your Facebook ad because the text might be a bit weird, the font isn't right, and it's just not really optimized correctly for Instagram. You want everything to be 100% optimized, so you're getting the right conversions and you're spending the least money to get the most results. So we're going to leave out Instagram, we're going to deselect audience network, we're going to deselect Messenger. Then all we're going to leave open is Facebook feeds in the right column. And then, ladies and gentlemen, your ad is as optimized as possible. So you can see there we've edited the placements and it's just on Facebook feeds and the right column. So what you can see now is it's 190,000 people. It's come down a little bit, which is fine. Then we're going to scroll down to budget and schedule. Now this is very, very important, ladies and gentlemen, because this will then give you the option to set a daily budget or a lifetime budget. So what I usually suggest is leaving a daily budget and doing what you can afford. Now, ladies and gentlemen, please don't get confused by R, that's just South African Rand. So I just want you guys to assume that it's in dollars. So I'm going to set this as 100 Rand, which is around $10. So Facebook's telling me that for $10 a day, I will reach 1,200 people per day. It's estimating that between 13 to 81 people will click on my link and go to my website to claim my deal or to call my coffee shop. And ladies and gentlemen, for $10 a day in the area of New York, to reach 194 to 1,200 people per day is incredible. Most people don't get coverage like that on TV or in newspapers, especially when it's to such a targeted audience, when you know that these interests and this age and the gender and the demographic and psychographics match your perfect customer. So I'm actually going to increase the budget to show you how it will change to 1,000 South African rands. That is then around, that would be $80. So for $80 per day, you can reach between 1,900 to 12,000 people a day, ladies and gentlemen. And that's just incredible coverage. So you can see how that changes your reach. So obviously, the more money you spend per day, that will then affect your reach. So the more money you spend, the more people you then will reach. So you guys need to gauge your budget. So then we're going to click continue. Once we're happy with everything, then this will take us to the ad part. So the ad part is the creative, and the creative consists of the copy, so the text you put above your ad, and the image. So for the sake of this exercise, I'm going to go with an image and not a video. But just a heads up, when you guys run in video, obviously Facebook is heavily favoring videos because Facebook wants to be completely video by 2020, and you can already see it's going that way. So in the future, it's good to know that video reaches more people for a cheaper price. So it's important to note that going forward. But for this experiment or this example, I'm just going to use an image. So over here, you would make sure that that's actually set to your Facebook page. We're not going to run an ad on Instagram, so that's fine. You can just go to the top here and name your ad to the same that you named it to your campaign, which is drive traffic to website. It's just so it's easy for you to make reference to. And then, ladies and gentlemen, what you're going to do here is you're going to select an image. So Browse Library allows you to upload an image. If you have an image of your coffee shop or your store, or you've taken a picture of a client's physical location, you can add that. Or you can use a free stock image. I always suggest not going for a stock image because obviously Facebook gives you a whole wider range of stock images because they've partnered with Shutterstock. So I'm just going to use a picture of a coffee. The reason why I suggest not going for a stock image is because, and people can sense when it's an ad, and an ad is normally like a cheesy stock image of people laughing in a business place or something like that. So I would recommend staying away from stock images. Add a nice photo, one that you've taken. So I'm just going to use a stock photo just for this experiment. So we're going to scroll down and we're going to leave that link to website. And then you can see Facebook is giving us the ad preview on the right hand side. So underneath text, this is where we're going to type in our hook and get people to grab their attention. So I would say something like attention New York. Then I'd use an emoji. Ladies and gentlemen, obviously with your hook you can put as you see fit. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to say we are running a 20% off special. Click the link below to claim this deal. Sorry, I'm going to change it to everything in the store. So ladies and gentlemen, obviously I'm just doing this on the spot, so it's not actually the most amazing deal. You guys would do as you see fit. And I'll just say, click the link below to claim this, excuse my spelling there, to claim this deal. And then I'd usually just use the emoji. When it comes to the copy of your ad, it's important to do three things. Grab their attention, give them a hook, so what your special is and how it will benefit them, and then tell them where they can claim the special. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2019, you won't believe how many big brands and big businesses do general marketing, where they say, call us now, and they put the number in the texture, like call us on that number, ladies and gentlemen, that doesn't work. People aren't in a buyer's mindset on Facebook when they're scrolling through their ad. They're in a social mindset. They want to see what their friends are doing, what their family. So you really have to grab somebody's attention and give them a reason to go on Facebook and claim the special. So the best way to do this is to tell them where to go, click the link below to claim this deal, and then when they click the link below, it takes them to a landing page or to a website where you then capture their email address and their cell phone number or their name. You guys can do what you see fit, and then email them a coupon which is 20% off, which they then bring into the store. Then what's good about that is you can track your ad spend, so you can track how much you spent and then how many people actually came to your store to use the coupon. So ladies and gentlemen, never ever do general marketing, because that's what 95% of people do. They do general advertising and general marketing, and they can't track the ROI of their ad. So it's very, very, very important to tell them where to click, to give them something that they can claim, and then you can track how effective your ad is. So I'm just going to say click the link below to claim this deal. So then it says website URL. So ladies and gentlemen, you will then put either your landing page or on ClickFunnels, or take them to your website. What's important here is to go to a site called Bitly, because sometimes people have links that are very long and it makes the whole ad look messy, and you can just type in your link over here and then it will shorten it. So I'm just going to use the example of my agency as the website, and then I'm going to click shorten. So put your URL in there, click shorten, and what it'll do, it'll look like something like that. So it'll be the bit.ly, and then it'll have the hook which you set on, it will be what you program your bit.ly link as. Then on the headline, that's very important, because that will then, this will be like the headline, which will be in bold, which has to be a clear call to action. So I'll just put something like claim 20% off everything, and then I'll tell them where to click. So I'll just make that a bit neater. So that will be the clear, you can see that appears there, that's the clear bolded headline where you tell people what to do. Then you'll scroll down to call to action. So this will be applicable to what you want the person to do: listen now, apply now, book now. So what we've noticed in the past usually works the best is either learn more or get offer. So just for the sake of this, I'm going to click on get offer, just to incentivize people, to get them off Facebook and to feel like they're claiming something and to make it worth their while. Then what we're going to do is we're going to scroll down to show advanced options, and then display link. So what you want people to see the link as, you can just leave it, you can just copy and paste and put your bit.ly link in there again, and then newsfeed link description. So this will appear underneath your headline. It's just a way to further persuade and motivate people to claim this offer. So you can put something like, hurry, only 35 coupons left, just as an example. And then I usually do that, so it's all pointing to the get offer. So hurry, only 35 coupons left. So usually when people are scrolling on Facebook, they scroll down, and either that would hit their attention first, or the picture. Then they would then scroll up and then read the copy. So ladies and gentlemen, it's very important to capture somebody's attention and then get them to claim something. Then ladies and gentlemen, we'll go into Facebook pixels in the next video, and you won't need app events because you're not taking people to an app unless you are, and offline events we won't handle in this video. Then once you have programmed your entire ad, what you'll then do, ladies and gentlemen, before you click confirm, I always go review. And what that will do is that'll break down your entire ad, all your information, and this is great because this gives you one more opportunity to make sure your ad is as perfect as possible and that you're happy with it. Ladies and gentlemen, once you're happy with that, you would then click confirm. What will happen is then Facebook will then review your ad. Usually on a new ad account, this can take anywhere between 30 minutes to 3 hours, sometimes longer. And then once you start to advertise more on the platform, Facebook will review your ad quicker. Ladies and gentlemen, so this is the complete process on how to run a Facebook ad. So let me just walk you through it again. Because we are optimizing for traffic, Facebook is then going to go into the algorithm based on your targeting and target the people who are most likely, and based on previous experience, who usually click on Facebook ads that take them off the site to a website. So Facebook knows you very well. It knows who are the people that engage. It knows who are the people that usually click on ads and go off Facebook's site. It knows people who usually do video views. So Facebook then optimizes accordingly. So ladies and gentlemen, that is the whole process. You set up your ad account, you set up your budget. This is all your targeting. It's very important to note that you must edit placements, especially, and then usually go on feeds and right column. If it's a video, you would go on feeds, and in-stream videos, you would take out right column. And it's also, you guys need to think about yourself, your target audience, and where are they most likely to be. Ladies and gentlemen, so that is practically everything you need to know on how to run a Facebook ad in 2019 from start to finish. And ladies and gentlemen, please, if you found this video insightful, please subscribe. And most importantly as well, you'll see on the top right hand side of this video towards the end, I've made another video talking about advanced Facebook strategies. And ladies and gentlemen, once you feel confident doing everything I spoke about in this video, I commend you to please watch that advanced Facebook strategies ad, because that will literally blow up your business. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for watching this video. If it provided you with value, please click the subscribe button and please click the like button. And as always, I will see you in the next video.